collaborations. Hey guys, this is Vess and welcome back to another artist talk. So this artist talk, I want to talk about collaborations. Basically, just things, tips to help with trying to get the collaborator to work with you the way you wish them to work with you. Uh, in my experience, I have more bad more bad collaborators than I ever did with good ones. And I can honestly say I had two good ones, and that's bad. Really bad. And I guess is because I didn't use these tips that I'm about to talk to you about, because I feel like they would help. Number one, you got to figure out the time. How long is it gonna take you guys to finish this one thing? I feel like a deadline should be set. So set a deadline for people who's doing animated or characters like that. 1 to 2 weeks is reasonable. A month or so, not so much. If you're doing painting or traditional, I can understand, but that is, 1 to 2 weeks you can spit something out like an animated character. Another thing is communication. You want to communicate with your colleague. I would call that a colleague. Nice. And the third thing is going ahead and figuring out that person's workflow, how they work, how they get things done. And another one is figuring out yourself. So I'm going to go through that whole thing. First is the time one. You want to make a deadline or a time. If you're doing painting, traditional, stuff that takes a lot of time, I think you guys need to talk about it and try to get it done within a month's time, and just figure it out. For those who are doing animated characters, stuff that I do, that takes a week or two to get done. Shouldn't take you no month to make that. I'm sorry. For me, in my personal experience, having to sit down and draw something, a character that is one or more, it takes me about 6 to 9 hours, maybe 10, in one sitting. So honestly speaking, if I was splitting it up because I had work, I will know for sure that it takes me a week to get that done. I'm a type of person, I consider myself a professional, so I spit out work every single day. One sitting, 8 hours, I can bang it out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do that. I understand that. That's reasonable. If somebody tells you, hey, I work, that's a lot reasonable. So definitely, you can do that within a week or two, especially if you have work or something comes up. Again, if you make a deadline and something happens, like you get sick, you have to run errands, your job called in because you need to do some more hours, or, family stuff, or you have a convention coming up, be sure to let your people know that so that you can make the time to fit in. When it comes down to collaborations, I see it as an advertisement. So I like it put out at the time that I'm drawing that time, because you have to understand, with artists, we draw every single day, we get better, so we don't want to put out our old stuff. We want to put out new stuff and continue on growing and letting our watchers see us grow. So that's my personal experience, and this is why I think time should be in the parts of your collaboration. There needs to be some deadlines. Graphic design over here talking, we had deadlines. We say, hey, we starting on May 1st, we're ending on May 30th, and that's how it was. We got done. So you have to make your time. You have to talk to them to get that time. The next thing is communication, and that's why I bring in talk. You got to talk to your peoples. You got to see how things are going, their workflow, their art style, if you like it or not. You got to talk about what y'all gonna draw, how that's gonna look, if it's both fun for you two. Because the thing about it is, you want to do a piece that you two are going to enjoy so you can get it done. For example, I had a commission, not a commission, a collaboration. Um, we both thought, hey, this was a cool idea. We're going to do it. We're going to have fun. I did the sketching. That person was supposed to do line work and, coloring and stuff like that. I was pretty much new at this. Um, and it turned out that, they got the line work done and they couldn't do the coloring. It was in the air. So, that collaboration was basically a goner. That was like thrown out the window. And honestly speaking, I wouldn't want that piece done because that was my old work. My anatomy is way better, everything is way better, and I don't want that published or out there. So this is why I'm saying you need to communicate with your artist, because they're gonna put out some junk if they finish the piece that was like 3-4 months ago. So you got to think about that. To this day, that collaboration is like maybe roughly 2+ years, and I don't want that out there. So yeah, that's how I feel about that. You have to understand, that's why you got to communicate with your artists, because if their work flow is like, you don't want to be part of that. Trust me. And especially if you're the type that pushes out stuff like me. The other thing is workflow. You need to learn that person's workflow. You need to figure out how long it takes them to do a piece. Watch their speed arts. Figure out their watch them stream. Do something. Do something to figure out these people's work schedule, how they act, how they react, all that good stuff. Because my thing about it is, again, referring back to what I was talking about, I did a collaboration with someone who would draw maybe a strand of hair and say, "Oh, I'm tired. I need to cut off the stream." Don't do that to yourself. Like, don't, because that's what happened to me, and I was like, oh God, what's happening? Is it getting done? And it wasn't getting done because that person wasn't having fun anymore, because they will draw a hair strand or they'll color the piece and then they're like, oh, I don't want to do it no more. Then a month later they bring it back and they erase it. And you don't want to be part of that if it's going to be a hassle. And then on top of that, they might spit out old work and your art is over here now. You know what I'm saying? You just got to think about it in that type of aspect and figure out their workflow. If they get a commission, if you're looking at them doing commissions and stuff on stream and they get that commission done within a week's or 2 weeks time, that person is great to work with. If they take forever, no way. I have a X list, and my X list consists of how long somebody's been working on my commission. And if I feel like that person worked, not commission, but collaboration, and I feel like if that person worked that long on my collaboration, no, I'm not working with them again. And that's basically what you have to think about, especially if you're thinking about it in a professional way. The reason why I'm saying this is because if you're somebody spitting out old work and you don't want this old work up no more because you're doing anatomy right, might as well. You know what I'm saying? I see collaborations as advertisement, so that is networking with other artists and networking and saying that you're doing great with communicating and teamwork. And that's what it is. It's communication and teamwork and getting your work out there so you guys can network. That's what the collaboration is for. Another thing is you need to figure out if you're a hobbyist or professional. And this is very crucial, because my thing is, if you know who you are, you know how to go ahead and get a person that works the same way you work. Me personally, my personal experience, I find myself as a expert. The reason why I say I'm an expert artist or advanced artist or artist that always draws is because I do that. I do art every single day. If I'm not doing celestial posts, I'm making prints. If I'm not making prints, I'm making trading cards. If I'm not doing that, I'm streaming. If I'm not doing that, I'm doing commissions, and so on and so forth. And I tell you, my life is hectic. And mind you, I take care of 6 people in the house. So imagine that. You know what I'm saying? It can get done. It can get done. And you have to figure out if you're in that box of always working, meeting deadlines, getting work out there, growing, all that. Or if you're a hobbyist, which is someone who draws when they feel like it. They draw when they got time off, and it's like, I'll finish it or not. Or they do it for therapy, which is it's a really good thing. They just draw to feel good or feel calm. That doesn't mean they're not artists. They still have the artist title. They just artists that are free, like a bird. They don't need to be constricted with deadlines and trying to figure out stuff and being their own boss. You know what I'm saying? They are people that they do it whenever they feel like it. So you have to figure out if you fall underneath those categories. And if you one in the middle, then that's understandable also. You still have that artist title. Even if you do it because you want to do it on a piece of napkin and this is not what you take serious, that's considered a hobby list. Like, you don't know if you want to be an artist or not, but you still have that artist title because you can draw. You know what I'm saying? People who do stick people are still artists. So that's how I feel about it. And if you figure out who you are, you can go ahead and you can establish who you want to work with and give people the benefit of the doubt. I would say, let's say you're working with one person. Commission goes smoothly at first and then it starts trickling down because something happens. Give that person some time, give them the benefit of the doubt. But if it continues going downhill, eject. Pull the ejection button, dip. That's it. Excommunicato. Say, look it, have fun with this. I don't want this out there no more. I'm sorry that you worked on it or something. If you finish it, let me know. Something like that, because honestly speaking, you got to eject from that situation and don't collaborate with that person again, because you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get justification. You're not going to feel good about it. I look at my own work and I cringe. Any artist looks at their own work and they cringe. So definitely something to think about. I don't like looking at my old work. I look at it sometimes when I gotta draw it again. But no guys, don't do it to yourself. Don't do it. Definitely don't. So keep that in your mind. Keep time in your mind, how long it should take you, and a deadline. Be sure to talk about it with your artist. The next one is communication. Then talk to them, see what you guys like. Do something that you both like so that you're not getting bored. The third thing is find out their work schedule. If they taking months to finish the hair on Naruto, no, that's dead. No, you can't draw. You can't draw with me because that's too long. It shouldn't take you a month to draw Naruto's face and head and color it and have it nice and detailed in a whole month. It takes you a whole month to do that. No, that's ridiculous. Only if you don't want to do it and you're just taking your time just to be taking your time. That's different. You know what I'm saying? The next thing is find out who you are. Are you a professional who spits out art every single day and gets things done despite your work schedule and everything else? Or are you a hobbyist? You do this when you feel like it. Like, I don't want to do it because I don't feel like it. You free like a bird, Again, those type of artists have a title and that's called artists still. They just more free. They're not shackled down to trying to get art out there because they're taking it as professional. They're the type of people that do it for fun, calm down, relax. And that's totally understandable. I used to be that way when I was young. Now that I'm older and I'm taking this serious, don't play with me. That's how I feel. Don't play with me. I'll get crazy. So yeah, that's all I have to say for that. Again, guys, what I say is my personal experience and what I feel is not, if it's not your opinion or how you feel and stuff like that, that's totally understandable. Everybody has different minds and different directions. And if you feel like these tips will help you in your walk to collaboration land, go ahead and hit up that like and tell me your collaboration your scares, I guess, the ones that were horrible for you, because I have a whole bunch of horrible ones I can talk about. Again, guys, before I go, I want to go ahead and show you guys some of the art that the posters did, because they are awesome. So I'm gonna show off their art. Okay, so let it roll. are back in the hot chair. We're back. Again, thank you so much for those who drew my characters. You guys are freaking awesome. Like, I love every single piece of art that's given to me. I love receiving these type of things. You guys don't understand how awesome it is. It's a gift. Just drawing something and giving it to somebody, that's a gift. And people who don't appreciate that, they can go somewhere with themselves, put themselves in the toilet and flush, because that's not cool. But honestly speaking, I'm very appreciative, and that's why I want to show you guys off, because you guys is showing it. You guys are showing your art. So yeah, definitely wanted to show you guys some love, and thank you so much for going ahead and making a piece for me. That's freaking awesome. Again, guys, if you like this video, hit the like. If it taught you something and you want to take those tips, go ahead and hit that like. If you're new here and you're like, Vess, thank you for the tips, and thank you for everything you do, I guess, or I watch some of your videos and I like you, go ahead and hit that subscribe, become a pulse, one of our family members. I continuously do art content like this and artist talks, so definitely subscribe and stay tuned. Again, guys, I stream on Fridays 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and Sundays are random, so go ahead and hit that bell, because that will give you a notification when I stream on Sundays, what time. We still in a pickle on figuring out what I guess the schedule for that is gonna be. For an update, it might change because you know, right now I took away the speed arts so that I can go ahead and do this, like the streamings and stuff like that. And the only time that it will change is when I'm doing conventions. I have 3 conventions coming up, and that's around Saturday, and I know Sunday I'm going to be pooped. So definitely there will be a video out for that. For those days, basically, you know, that Sundays following Sundays. Oh my god. The way I'm talking is weird. So yeah, definitely keep that in your mind. We will talk more about it on stream, so be sure to come stream with your jokes and anything that you have, questions, Q&As. If you want to do super chat, go ahead and do so, and all that good stuff. That would be left for Fridays and Sundays. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me this whole time. Thank you for sharing and telling a friend. Have an amazing rest of the day. Bye bye.